This is the Govee Glide. Put simply, it's awesome. It's bright, beautiful, and unique. It's totally different from a light strip, and I've been really impressed with it, especially for the price. I already made an unboxing video of the Glide, and I'd recommend watching it before watching this review. I'll put a link in the video description. In terms of installation, it seems pretty simple, but it's harder than it looks if you want to get it right. It's a good idea to start with 3 light segments and use a level to make sure it's, well, level. If you start with one segment, like Govee suggests, then it's easy to accidentally install it crooked. The entire installation took me about 10 minutes. While this didn't happen to me, a few other people reported issues with it falling off afterwards, so it'd be nice if Govee included some clips that you could screw in instead, similar to how light strip channels mount. I really like Govee's rounded design. It looks very clean and welcoming in the home. I think that the size is perfect. If you want a longer version, Govee has a Glide Pro version that's supposed to be extendable, but it hasn't been released and I have very little info on it. I'm personally not a fan of the external controller, but I really don't mind it, and I think that would have been hard to integrate into the Glide itself. One thing that I do wish Govee could have integrated into the Glide is a button. Maybe I could tap the connector segment to turn it on and off or something like that. It's really not a big deal, as I use the timers in the app to turn on in the evening, set it to nightlight mode at night, and turn it off about an hour later. It would be nice to be able to schedule it to turn on at sunset instead of at static time. The good news is that the Glide does have Wi-Fi. This means that you can control it through your voice assistant of choice, IFTTT, and Home Assistant. It also means that you don't have to be near the device if you want to control it with the app. Speaking of the app, it's pretty darn good. The design is a little old at this point, but it's still very easy to use and works reliably. I've never had any connection issues or any weird glitches. If you have multiple Glides, then you can use the same model smart mode to control both of them at once. I only have one, but I can appreciate the simplicity and ease of use with the Govee app. Now if you're a boring person, then you can just select a static color, but if you like colorful dynamic effects, then you're in luck. There are 40 scenes available to choose from, and they all look awesome. I really like the sunset glow and joyful scenes. If there isn't a scene that you like, you can just make your own. You can set the colors, the speed, and the effect. It only takes a couple of minutes, but you can create pretty much whatever you want. There are a total of 6 music modes, but I only really use 2. Energic, which is what you're seeing now, and hopping. Here's a demo with some actual music. As you can see, the Glide is really bright. No, it's not bright enough to light up a room or anything, but I typically kept it at 75% brightness, and it still illuminated the hallway that it's in. It's not RGB WW, so the white isn't as bright as the Lyra or my cabinet lights I reviewed a few days ago. But it's still bright, and let's be honest, who's buying this thing and just using it for white? Now let's talk about the competition. I don't have the LifeX Beam, but after watching some reviews of it, I would still recommend the Glide. Especially given that the Glide is $50 less, at least US pricing. I personally prefer the rounded design of the Glide. I've heard that LifeX products have issues with disconnecting from Wi-Fi, which can be a royal pain. The only reason that I'd choose the Beam over the Glide is that the corner piece can be oriented either way. So what would you get? Let me know in the comments. Overall, the Glide is really cool, and at its $100 price point, I would highly recommend it. It creates a totally different vibe compared to a light strip, and it is really eye-catching. I'll put a link in the description if you want to purchase it. So thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe, and have a great day.